Good morning, everybody, and welcome to episode 101 of the Ask the Coach show, where PingSkills answers your table tennis questions. Today, in the ITTF wrap-up, we discuss the results from the German Open. Then we talk about how to improve the accuracy of your backhand and how to alter your grip for the pendulum serve. As always, Super Coach Alois Rosario is here with me to answer your questions. Welcome, Alois.
Thank you, Jeffrey. And yes, big 101 today. Table tennis 101.
Indeed, yes. Hopefully you learn a lot from Table Tennis 101. So, Alois, on Friday, we asked the PingSkillers what segment should we include on the Ask the Coach show. And we've had a few ideas, and one is the ITTF wrap-up.
Yep.
So I'm
thinking about doing a bit of a wrap-up of the tournaments as we go. So today we might start with the German Open, Jeff.
Sounds like a great idea.
Yeah, so the German Open finished yesterday, or actually early this morning, just a few hours ago, I think. Some really interesting results. Let's start with the women's, because that was probably the most interesting. The winner of the women's singles was Mima Ito. So a 14-year-old girl from Japan took out the prestigious German Open, but in the final beat a young German girl, a junior from Germany, who earlier in the tournament had won the junior singles, and then played in the women's singles and made it all the way through to the final, losing to Mima Ito in the final. So just having a look at some of the results there. So she beat a Chinese girl, Qiang Zhang, 4-2 in the last 16. She beat Ishikawa in the quarterfinals. Ishikawa, strong Japanese player. She beat her 4-1. Then another Chinese player, Guro Chen, 4-2 in the semi. So unbelievably impressive result by Patricia Solia. As I said, it's still a junior and making it through to the final. So I think at the tournament she played 14 matches and won her first 13 matches in singles. So really impressive.
Very impressive indeed. And then, yeah, the young Japanese girl that won the tournament, is it Mima Ito?
Yeah, Mima Ito, yeah. So just 14 years old. Like, we saw her at the Australian Open last year and we were just amazed. You know, we were thinking, like, at 14 what we were doing, and this girl is out there at the top level in the world, battling it out. So just really, really impressed with Mima Ito. So she beat Feng Tianwei in the semis. She beat her 4-0 in the semis. So Feng Tianwei recently had great results winning the Asian Cup, beating the Chinese players, Liu Shiwen, in the final. So for Mima Ito, could not be more impressed with a 14-year-old winning the women's singles. And then in the men's singles, Jeffrey, I have to say it, you were right.
Yeah.
Ma Long took the title against Zhang Jike, 4-3. So and close seventh game as well. I haven't had a chance to watch the final yet because it was a bit too early our time, but I'll catch up with that on ITTV. But watch some of the other matches. I watched Zhang Jike play Samsonov. Samsonov up 3-0, and Zhang Jike came back. But Samsonov also had a match point with his serve in the sixth game. Just couldn't close it out. Just got a little bit soft on his forehand block at crucial stages in the match, and Zhang Jike really honed in on that in the last few games. He really started to play into Samsonov's forehand, and Samsonov was just a little bit soft with his blocking. Samsonov's backhand block was just unbelievable, just working so well, just punching the ball through. But Zhang Jike found a way. He found that little hole in Samsonov's game yesterday, where he found that playing into his forehand was a little bit better, and Samsonov just got a little bit soft in those crucial points. And that's all it takes in those matches.
Yeah, very interesting results. And yeah, it's interesting that Samsonov, even at his age, can still trouble these top players. I think he's still got that experience and that belief, and that gets him at least close in these matches. And I'm sure the top players aren't comfortable playing against him.
Yeah, exactly. And yeah, as you said, it's so much experience, and he just gets the ball on the bat so beautifully all the time. So, so just a little bit more. Zheng Zique, so really struggled through the tournament. So he beat Shiono, the Japanese chopper, first up 4-2. Then, as we talked about, beat Samsonov 4-3. Then in the semis, beat another young Chinese player, Yan An, 4-3 as well. So, had a big tournament and a lot of play, and then going down to Ma Long in the final 4-3. So, and Ma Long looked in the quarter against Boll, looked so impressive. Just beat him 4-0. Just unleashed his forehand at will, it seemed. And Boll really had no answers. There was a 11-3 or 11. Yeah, the first couple of games were a real wipeout. So so Ma Long in good form. But then against Ovcharov in the semi, went down 2-0. But then managed to come back and started to use his backhand a little bit more, started to get a little bit more positive on his backhand side, and took that 4 games to 2, and then 4-3 against Zheng Zique in the final. So again, like it's set, it's real. The World Championships is really setting itself up now. If Samsonov can play well, knock off one of those players, can really throw the cat among pigeons at the Worlds.
Indeed. Well, that's a great wrap up, Alois. And in a way, it leads us up to the PingSkills question of the day, which is the rest of the world catching up to China? So we'd love to hear your thoughts. A lot of interesting results at this tournament, with Mima Ito from Japan winning and a German making the final in the women's. And the men's still a Chinese final, but Samsonov still getting close, and Ovcharov, Alois, doing quite well in the tournament too.
Yeah, that's right. Well, let's see what the PingSkillers say today, and we'll report back from your comments tomorrow.
Indeed. All right, Alois. First up, Victor has jumped on and asked a question using the Google Q&A app. He said, I couldn't stop laughing when Alois couldn't say Omanoi Adam. So he's referring to a video, Alois, where we had some problems and couldn't stop laughing. So I'll include a link, as you'd love to hear, Alois, in the show notes, so everyone can have another look at that video, just in case they've never seen it.
Oh, great. Thanks, Jeff.
And Brock or Victor, he says, do you guys get paid money when you learn and coach people on YouTube?
Yeah, so the way that we keep the site going is through the premium membership, basically. So, so people can subscribe to our premium membership, where you can access the whole site. And that's the way that we are able to keep this going.
Excellent. Yeah, so if you want to get on board, go to pingskills.com and sign up as a premium member. I'm sure you'll love it. All right, next question is from Preston Alois, who says, I have noticed that when I hit the ball around the outside of my racket, it has a slightly fainter sound than on the inside. Is this normal?
Yeah, it is. So bats are sort of designed, they call it the sweet spot. So in the middle, it tends to be a little bit better contact and sound. Then you can hear that. So yeah, so it's a nice deep sound in the middle, and that's where you really want to contact the ball. So there's a bit more stability because there's more wood around it. Out here, there's less stability because if the ball's hitting there, it hasn't got anything on this side to stabilize it. So in the middle is where you basically want to hit the ball. So if you listen again, so yeah, so that's called a sweet spot, and that's where you want to be hitting the ball.
There you go. All right. Thanks for the question, Preston. Now, Ali says, when I want to play a backhand counter hit or topspins, I contact the ball so early that it doesn't have any accuracy and most of the balls go into the net or off the table. So do you have any advice, Alois, for Ali when playing close to the table and trying to maintain accuracy?
Yes, Ali. So you're talking about when you're playing your backhand, you're really reaching out there to play it. Really difficult to get control out there because you've got no control. The arm's already at an extension, and you're basically just trying to use your wrist out there. So the best contact point in general is roughly, if I threw a ball to you, where you'd catch the ball. So that is a good contact point because you have good control in that sort of area there. You're able to adjust with your arms and your legs and your body in here. Once the ball gets out there, it becomes really difficult to control the ball and then to control where the ball's going as well. So just waiting for the ball to come to you, and it's quite difficult to start off with. So it's something that you need to practice a lot in your training. I remember one of my first coaches like drumming it into me over and over. Let the ball come to you on the backhand, and that's something that you can really start to think about. So just wait for the ball, let it come to you, and then play your stroke. You don't need to go out chasing the backhand stroke.
Okay, good advice there, Alois. So just get someone to throw a ball to you and just catch it naturally and see where you catch it, and that's a good guide as to where hitting the ball should be. But then people do also talk about taking the ball early, Alois. So does this really apply to the backhand? Is it a case of moving closer to the table, or should you just always just be waiting a bit longer on the backhand?
Yeah, taking the ball early means taking it earlier off the bounce, not further away from your body. So if you want to take it early, you got to get up closer and take the ball early off the table. Your hitting spot in relation to your body is the same here and here. So it's the same spot on your backhand and your forehand. You're just turning your body this way and that way. So if you want to take it early, get closer and take the ball early there.
Okay, got it. All right, hopefully that helps you out, Ali. Give that a try and see if it improves your backhand. All right. Now, Yunga has said, I want to find out how to do a pendulum and a reverse pendulum serve in a pen grip. I tried searching on YouTube, but it is always in shake hand. So can you help out Yunga, Alois?
Yes, sure. So the thing with the penhole grip is you've got the bat in the natural position straight away, so you don't need to alter your grip at all. So once you've got your grip there like that, so with shake hand we need to change our grip so that we take the fingers off to get the bat into that position that you've naturally got with the penhold grip. So with the penhold grip, it's actually easier. If you follow the instructions of doing it with the shake hand grip, but just think you don't need to worry about changing your grip at all. Your grip is already ideal. Bang, you're there, and you can make the pendulum serve that way, or the reverse pendulum serve as well. So it's actually a little bit easier with a penhold grip, and maybe that's why there aren't as many instructions about that around. So follow the same principles, but you don't need to change your grip at all with the pendulum serve when you've got the penhold grip already.
Excellent. All right. Thank you, Yunga. Hopefully that helps you out. Now, Victor's asked another question, Alois. He said, where is the contact point to generate the most spin?
Yeah, so if you're talking about on your racket, probably closer to the top because here now, what's happening is the ball is going into the racket that way, okay? So it's going closer into the middle of the racket when you're contacting it. So if you contact the ball there, it's going into that center point that we were talking about earlier. So it's going into here to make a better contact. So if you contact it here, then you've got that weaker area of the racket. If you contact it here, then it's going to hit into the sink into the core of the racket there. So
yeah. Interesting, Alois. I tend to find that most people worry a little bit too much about contact points, whereas I think if they focused on the keys to generating spin, having a fast contact and a fast brushing contact, that they end up getting that more naturally by thinking about those two things rather than worrying about a contact thing. Because if you don't have those to start with, you're not going to get enough spin. So I like to see people just focusing, especially to start with, more on, getting a fast contact and a fast brushing contact.
Yeah, that's great advice, Jeff. You're right. So yeah, those basics are things to think about first. Then you can start to think a little bit about more where you're contacting it on the bat. I mean, most of the time we're just flat out trying to hit the ball. So yeah, good points.
Great. Excellent. All right. Well, thank you, everybody, for watching. Make sure you check out pingskills.com. And as we mentioned in the show, if you want to become a premium member, that's how we keep the site going. And we'd love to have you on board as a premium member. So check it out. Thank you very much, Alois.
And thanks, Jeff. And PingSkillers, hope you have a good day and a big week coming up. So give us a bit of feedback about the show, and remember, we're always trying to improve the Ask the Coach show. Table Tennis 101, finished.
Great wrap up. See you, everybody. Bye. Bye.